Hello dear students, welcome back to the second session of the subject Secretarial Skill and Practice. In the previous session, we have discussed regarding the ledger accounts, how to open a ledger account, then how to post the entries from journal to ledger, then how to balance the accounts. Once the ledger account is balanced, then from this balances, we prepare trial balance, and from trial balance, financial statements or final accounts are prepared. Here we are preparing final accounts of a sole trader. This is simple comparative to the joint stock companies. So the final accounts includes trading account, profit and loss account, and balance sheet. Trading account. Trading account is the which shows the trading result, that is the gross profit or gross loss obtained by buying and selling of the goods. This is not the final profit. Here we are taking only the direct expenses and direct incomes. We are not considering the administrative expenses or selling and distribution expenses. Only the direct expenses are considered, and we prepare trading account to know the gross profit or gross loss of the business. Then we prepare P&L account. P&L account is prepared to know the net profit or net loss of the business. This is the final profit. Here we take into consideration some indirect expenses and the administrative and selling and distribution expenses. Then we prepare balance sheet. It is a statement. It is a statement which shows the financial position of the business. That means by just glancing the balance sheet, we can make out where is exactly the business stands. That is whether the liabilities are more or the assets are more. What is the exact financial position of the business? We will find out. So this is the format of the trading and profit and loss account. It is prepared together. Trading account and profit and loss account is prepared together. First we will prepare a trading account, and profit and loss account will be continued after that. So this is a trading account first, then left hand side is called a debit side, and right hand side it is called a credit side. And see, first these are the items taken to the trading account. That means all direct expenses and direct incomes are taken to trading account. What is a direct expenditure means? Any expenditure while it is incurred while purchasing the goods is a direct expenditure, and anything which is incurred while converting raw materials into finished goods is considered as a direct expenditure. Then that is opening stock. First we'll take opening stock. Previous year's closing stock will become opening stock for this year. This is considered as an expenditure. Then purchases, whatever the purchases, goods you have bought this year, that is also an expenditure, that is taken to inner column. Less purchase returns. If you return any goods, you have made purchases, and in that you will find some defective goods and you want to return that. If you return that, then that will be deducted out of your purchases, and the balance is taken to the amount column. This is your net purchases, actual purchases. Then to wages. Wages are the direct expenditures that is taken to the trading account. Carriage inwards. Carriage inwards means carriage is the amount of expenditure incurred, carriage expenses while purchasing the goods. Any expenditure incurred while purchasing the goods is a direct expenditure taken to trading account. Then coming to credit side, first we'll take sales. Sales is an income, that is why it is taken to credit side. While selling the goods, you will earn income. Then if there are any sales returns, say you have sold goods and your customers will return goods to you back, then that will be deducted, and the net sales is taken to the amount column. This is your actual net sales. Then by closing stock. Closing stock is considered as an income. Opening stock is an expenditure, and closing stock is considered as an income. Then after taking all these direct expenses and incomes, it is the amount column is totaled. This is credit side and this is debit side. See, normally we expect credit column should be more because it is an income column. If the income column is more than the expenditure, then we'll get gross profit. If debit side is more, if the expenditure is more than the income, then we'll get loss. Normally, we expect that credit side should be more. So then the total is taken here and the same total is carried to the debit side, and we will find out the difference. This is the amount of expenditure and this is the total. The difference is taken here and this difference is called gross profit. Gross profit is carried down. That means it is taken to the P&L account. So after gross profit, we will continue with the P&L account. See, the opposite side, gross profit is brought down. It is taken here. Same balance, whatever we arrive here, that is taken to the P&L account. That is the opening balance. Then all incomes are credited, all expenses are debited. So incomes like any indirect income you receive, that is interest received, discount received, rent received, all that incomes are recorded in the credit side. Then debit side, we will take all indirect expenses. What is indirect expenditure means? Any expenditure incurred while selling the goods. Then any expenditure incurred in the office and administration procedure. Then any expenditure incurred on selling and distribution of the goods. That is the indirect expenditure. That is office and administrative expenses. Selling and distribution expenses are considered as indirect expenses. Then two salaries. Salary is an indirect expenditure that is paid to the office workers. Wages are paid to the factory workers. That is why it is a direct expenditure taken in trading account. Salary is paid to the office worker. That is an indirect expenditure that is taken to P&L account. Then two rent, rates and taxes. All this is office expenditure which is payable in the office. Then it is taken to P&L account. Then lighting. If it is office lighting, it is an indirect expenditure. Then printing and stationery, once again it is office expenditure. Legal charges paid in the office. Then interest and commission. If the commission is paid to the salesman, it is a selling and distribution expenditure. Then advertisement. Advertisement is definitely a selling expenditure. In order to increase the sales, you are spending for advertisement. That is a indirect expenditure, selling and distribution expenses. Then bad debts. Bad debts means the debts which are irrecoverable. That means you are not going to receive some of your amount. Then that is bad debts. The amount which you are not receiving back is a bad debt, and that is a loss which is shown in the debit side of P&L account. These are the administrative or selling and distribution expenses. Then once again we will take the total of debit side and credit side. We'll see which side is more. If the credit side is more, then it is income is more. Incomes are more than your expenditure, then it is gross profit. If debit side is more than credit side, then it is loss. That means your expenditure is more than your income. So here assume that credit side is more, and we'll bring that total here to the debit side, and we'll find out the difference. That total minus all this expenses, this difference is called net profit, and this net profit is taken to the balance sheet. So this is the format of balance sheet. Balance sheet is a statement which shows the financial position of the business. So it is left hand side it is liabilities, and right hand side it is assets. Liabilities means anything payable, the money which is owed by the business to others. Business owes money to others. That is, business need to pay money to others. That is a liability. Asset means it is a property. Anything receivable or property is considered as an asset. Okay. Here this is the position of the business. Current liabilities, we'll discuss liabilities first. There are two types of liabilities: current liabilities and fixed liabilities. Current liability means anything that is repayable in a short span of time. That is, say within a year. In 1 year you need to repay all these expenses. That is current liabilities. Say in that we have bank overdraft. Bank overdraft means the banker will allow the customer, some credit worthy customer, to draw more than what is standing in his credit. Say your account has a credit balance of 1 lakh rupees and you are allowed to draw 1,50,000. That 50,000 extra what you are allowed to draw is bank overdraft, and for that the bank will charge heavy rate of interest. This is as I've told you, allowed only for some credit worthy, reputed customers. And this is a short term loan, short term liability which need to be repaid immediately, that is say in 1 year. Say then, as I've told you, liability means anything that is repayable. Bank overdraft means that overdraft facility what is given to you, you need to pay that amount back to the bank. It is a liability. Loan means here we have taken since it is under current liability, it is a short-term loan. Short-term loan means the loan you have taken either from bank or from anybody. It is repayable in 1 year, then that is a liability. Bills payable means a bill on which you need to pay money. Any bill on which you need to pay money is bills payable, that is again a liability. Then sundry creditors. Creditors means the person who has given finance to your business, who has given money to your business. Anybody who gives money is called a creditor, and you need to pay his loan along with interest. Then outstanding expenses. Outstanding means due. Expenses, any expenditure due is a liability because you need to pay that expenditure. Anything payable is a liability. So outstanding expense is a liability. Then income received in advance. Income is okay, but if you receive that income in advance, say next year's income, if you receive this year, that belong to the next year, that is an income of next year. For this year it is a liability, it is considered as a liability. Okay, these are the current liabilities. Then coming to fixed liabilities. Fixed liability means it is a liability, the amount is repayable but not in a short span of time. There is some time for repaying this amount, say more than 1 year, which is repayable after 1 year, is considered as fixed liability. Say long-term loan taken for many years is a long-term loan, that is taken in the amount column. Then reserves. Reserves means the amount which is kept aside from your profit for future contingencies. For future happenings, you are saving some amount. You are keeping some amount in reserve out of your profit. That is a reserve. It is liability means it belongs to the proprietor of the business. And for business it is a liability because whenever the proprietor demands this amount and the business needs to repay this, that is why it is a liability. Then capital. Capital is a liability. Capital means the amount invested by the proprietor in the business. So for business it is a liability. For proprietor, this capital belongs to the proprietor, and for him it is an investment. For business it is a liability. Then for this capital we will add this year's net profit and interest on capital. Suppose any interest is charged on this capital. For business, interest on capital is a profit, that is why it is added. All the three is taken. Then less drawings. Drawings means the amount withdrawn from the business by the proprietor. If proprietor for his personal use, if he withdraws any amount from the business, then your capital will be less. Then interest on drawings. For that the proprietor needs to pay interest. Then that is also deducted. See, if the proprietor pays interest on his drawings, for business it is an income, but for proprietor, since this capital belongs to the proprietor, the capital becomes less, that is why it is deducted, and this amount is taken to the outer column. So current liability side it is over. Then current assets. Current assets means again the assets which can be the property or the asset which can be converted into cash in a short span of time. Okay, in a short period which can be converted into cash. Cash in hand, which is most liquid cash. You have cash in your hand, that is considered as an asset. Then cash at bank. Anytime you can withdraw cash from your bank, that is also a liquid asset. Then bills receivable means you have a bill, on that you need to receive money. Then anytime you can convert this bill into cash, that is why it is considered as a current asset. Then investment, anytime your investment can be converted into cash, then that is also an asset. Debtors means from whom you need to you are receiving money. I mean the person who owes money to the business has to receive money from this person. This is that person is called debtor. Then closing stock is again an income. I mean the unsold goods lying in the business is considered as the value which can be converted into cash. Then prepaid expenses, that means any expenditure paid in advance becomes asset, but any income received in advance is a liability. But any income paid in advance, prepaid means paid in advance, any expenditure paid in advance becomes an asset, current asset. Then outstanding income is due, is again anything receivable is an asset. That is why outstanding income, that is income due, is an asset. Then fixed asset means the assets which are durable in nature. These assets are purchased for the use of the business and not for selling. If you take it for, if you are dealing in these assets, that becomes goods. This is taken for usage in the business, so which is durable and which will last for a long time. Say furniture is an asset. Then plant and machinery, land and building which has more value. Goodwill means reputation of the business, it is equal to fixed asset. Reputation, good name of the business, which can be calculated in the form of money. So these are the assets. So all these assets are taken and which is totaled here, and all these liabilities are totaled, and both should be equal. Your assets should be equal to liabilities and liability should be equal to assets. Then only your balance sheet is correct. Otherwise, I mean it is a mistake. There is a mistake in your balance sheet. Okay, so assets should always be equal to liabilities. Okay, this is with regard to the final accounts of a sole trader. So we'll wind up this session. Thank you. Take care. Bye bye.